Now, I'm going to ask questions about Jane and Anne. Are Jane and Anne overweight?
Jane and Anne overweight?
No.
No.
Jane and Anne
aren't overweight.
Are they slim?
Are they slim?
Yes, they're slim.
Yes, they're slim.
Are they slim or overweight?
Are they slim or overweight?
They're slim.
They're slim.
Two years ago.
2 years ago, was they slim?
No, they were
No,
slim 2
they
years ago.
were slim 2 years ago.
2 years ago, were they slim or
2
overweight?
years ago, was they slim or overweight?
2 years ago, they were overweight.
2 years ago, they was
Are
overweight.
they still overweight now?
Are they still overweight now?
No, they aren't.
No,
now,
they
they're
aren't.
no longer overweight.
Now they are no longer overweight.
They used to be overweight.
Did they used to be overweight?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, that's
they
correct.
Used to be overweight.
They used to be overweight.
When were they overweight?
When was they overweight?
They were overweight 2 years ago.
They was overweight 2 years ago.
Two years ago, were Jane and Anne both overweight?
2 years ago, were Jane and Anne both overweight?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, that's correct. 2 years ago, Jane and Anne was both overweight.
Were they equally overweight?
Was they equally overweight?
No, they weren't equally
No,
overweight.
they weren't
One of them
equally
was more overweight than the other.
overweight. One of them is
Was Anne more overweight than Jane?
overweight than the other. Were Anne more overweight than Jane?
No, Anne wasn't more overweight than Jane.
Anne was more overweight than Jane.
Who was more overweight than the other?
Who was more overweight than the other?
Jane was more overweight
Jane
than
was
Anne.
more overweight than Anne.
Were Jane a little overweight or very overweight?
Was Jane a little overweight or very overweight?
Well, Jane was very overweight.
Well, Jane was very overweight.
What about Anne?
What
was
about
Anne?
Anne?
A little overweight
Was
or very
Anne a
overweight?
little overweight or very overweight?
Anne was a little overweight.
Anne was very overweight.
Tell me again.
Tell
Who
me
was
again.
more overweight than the
Who
other?
was more overweight than the other?
Jane was more overweight than Anne.
Jane was more overweight
Is
than
Jane
Anne.
still overweight?
Is Jane still overweight?
No, Jane is no longer
No,
overweight.
Jane is no longer overweight.
Is Anne still overweight?
Is Anne still overweight?
No.
No.
Anne is no longer
Anne
overweight.
is no longer overweight.
Did Jane and Anne used to be overweight?
Did Jane and Anne used to be overweight?
Yes, Jane and Anne used to be overweight.
Yes, Jane and Anne used to be
When
overweight.
were they overweight?
When was they overweight?
They were overweight 2 years ago.
They was overweight 2 years ago.
How overweight were they?
How overweight was they?
Well, Jane was very overweight.
Well,
and
Jane
Anne
was
a
very
little
overweight, and Anne was a little overweight.
Now, I'm going to ask questions about Kay and her brother Tom. When Kay and Tom were little,
When Kate
did they
and
think
Tom were
Superman
little,
was real?
do they think Superman was real?
No, they didn't think Superman
No,
was real
they
when
didn't
were
think
little.
Superman was real when they was
Who did they
little.
think was real when they were little?
Who did they think was real when they was little?
When they were little,
When they
they
were
thought
little,
Santa Claus was
they
real.
thought Santa Claus was real.
Did they think zombie was real?
Did they think zombie was real?
No, they didn't think zombie was real.
They didn't think zombie was real.
Who do they think was real?
Who do they think was real?
They thought Santa Claus was real.
They thought Santa Claus was real.
When Tom was a boy,
When
did he
Tom
have
was
a
a
friend
boy,
named Nick?
Did he have a friend named Nick?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, that's
When
correct.
Tom was a boy,
When Tom
he
was
had
a
a
boy,
friend named
he
Nick.
had a friend named Nick.
What did Nick tell him one day?
What did Nick tell him one day?
One day, Nick told him that Santa Claus
One
wasn't
day,
real.
Nick told him that Santa Claus was
Did Nick
real.
tell him that Superman wasn't real?
Did Nick tell him that Superman was real?
No, Nick didn't tell him that Superman wasn't real.
No, Nick didn't tell him that
Did Nick
Superman
tell him
was
that
real.
zombies was real?
Did Nick tell him that zombie was real?
No, Nick didn't tell him that zombies
Nick
weren't
didn't
real.
tell him that zombie was real.
What did Nick tell him?
What did Nick tell him?
Nick told him that Santa Claus wasn't real.
Nick told him that Santa Claus wasn't real.
When Tom realized that Santa Claus wasn't real, did he feel angry?
Did he feel angry?
No, that's not how we felt.
No,
when Tom
that's not
realized
how
that
he
Santa
felt.
wasn't real, he
When
didn't
Tom
feel
realized
angry.
that Santa wasn't real, he didn't feel
Did he
angry.
feel embarrassed?
Did he feel embarrassed?
No, he didn't feel embarrassed.
No, he didn't feel
How
embarrassed.
did he feel?
How did he feel?
He felt surprised and sad at the same time.
He felt surprised and sad at
Who
the
was
same
surprised
time.
and sad at the same time?
Who was surprised and sad at the same time?
It was Tom.
It
Tom was
was
surprised
Tom.
and sad at the
Tom
same
was
time.
surprised and sad at the same time.
When Tom got
When
home
Tom
that
got
day,
home on
what
day,
did he do?
What did he do?
When Tom got home that day,
When Tom
he
got
told
home
Kate
that
that
day,
Santa didn't
He
actually
told Kate
exist.
that Santa didn't actually exist.
Did he tell Kate that the parents were sick?
Did he Kate tell that the parent was sick?
No, he didn't tell Kate that the parents were sick.
No, he didn't tell Kate that
Did
the
he tell
parent
Kate
was sick.
that ghosts didn't actually
Did he tell
exist?
Kate that the ghost didn't actually exist?
No, he didn't tell Kate that ghosts didn't actually exist.
He didn't tell Kate that ghosts didn't
What did
actually
he tell
exist.
Kate?
What did he tell Kate?
He told Kate that Santa didn't
He
actually
told Kate that
exist.
Santa didn't actually exist.
When Kate realized that Santa
When
didn't
Kate
exist,
realized that
did
Santa
she
didn't
laugh?
exist, did she laugh?
No.
No.
Kate didn't laugh when
Kate
she
didn't
realized
laugh
that Santa
when she
didn't
realized
exist.
that Santa didn't exist.
What happened when she realized that Santa didn't exist?
What happened when she realized that Santa didn't exist?
When she realized that Santa didn't
When
exist,
she realized that
she
Santa
cried for
didn't
almost an
exist,
hour.
she cried for almost
Did
an
she
hour.
cry for just a few minutes?
Did she cry for just a few minutes?
No, she didn't cry for just a few
No,
minutes.
she didn't cry for
How
just
long
a
did
few
she
minutes.
cry?
How long did she cry?
She cried for almost an hour.
She cried for almost an hour.
Was it Tom who cried for almost an hour?
Who was it? Tom who cried for almost an hour?
No, it wasn't Tom who cried for almost an hour.
It wasn't Tom who cried
Who
for
cried for
almost an hour. Who cried for almost an hour?
It was Kate.
Kate
cried for almost an hour.
Kate cried for almost an hour.
Now, I'm going to ask questions about two sisters named Grace and Emma. Do Grace and Emma have pets?
Do Grace and Emma have a pet?
Yes, Grace and Emma have pets.
Yes, Grace and Emma
Are
have
their
a
pets
pet.
dogs?
Are their pets dogs?
No, their pets aren't dogs.
No, their pets
Are
aren't
their pets
dogs.
cats?
Are their pets cats?
No, their pets aren't cats.
No, their pets aren't
What
cats.
kind of animal are their pets?
What kind of animal are their pets?
Their pets are spiders.
Their pets are
How
spiders.
many spiders do they have?
How many spiders do they have?
They have 3 spiders.
They have 3 spiders.
Do they think their spiders are scary?
Do they think spiders are scary?
No, they don't think their spiders are scary.
No, they don't think
What do
spiders
they
are
think
scary.
about their spiders?
What do they think about spider?
Well, they think their spiders are cute.
Well, they think the spiders are cute.
When Grace and Emma were young,
When Grace
were
and
they
Emma
afraid
were
of
young,
birds?
were they afraid of birds?
No, they weren't afraid of birds when they were
No,
young.
they weren't afraid of birds
Were
when
they
they were
afraid of
young.
dogs?
Were they afraid of dogs?
No, they weren't afraid of dogs.
No, they weren't
What
afraid
were
of
they
dogs.
afraid of?
What was they afraid of?
They were afraid of spiders.
They were afraid of spider.
When they were young,
When
did
they
they
were
think
young,
spiders were cute?
did they think spider were cute?
No, they didn't
No,
think spiders
they
were
didn't
cute
think
when
spider
they were
were
young.
cute when they was
Did
young.
they think spiders were interesting?
Did they think spider were interesting?
No, they didn't think spiders were
No,
interesting.
they didn't think spider was interesting.
What did they think about spiders?
What did they think about spiders?
They thought spiders were really scary.
They thought spider was
Who thought
really
spiders
scary.
were scary?
Who thought spider was scary?
Grace and Emma thought spiders were
Grace
scary.
and Emma thought spider was scary.
Did Grace and Emma
Did
watch
Grace
a
and
cartoon one
Emma
day?
watch a cartoon one day?
Yes, they did.
Yes,
Grace
they
and
did.
Emma watched a
Grace
cartoon
and
one
Emma watched a cartoon one
day.
day.
Was the cartoon about dogs?
Was a cartoon about dogs?
No, the cartoon wasn't about dogs.
No, the cartoon wasn't
Was
about
the
dogs.
cartoon about cats?
Was a cartoon about cats?
No, the cartoon wasn't about cats
No,
either.
the cartoon wasn't about cats
What was the
either.
cartoon about?
What was the cartoon about?
The cartoon was about spiders.
The cartoon was about
Were there
spider.
spiders in the cartoon?
Was there spider in the cartoon?
Yes, there were spiders in a cartoon.
Yes, there were spiders in the cartoon.
While watching the cartoon,
While
did they feel
watching
bored?
cartoon, did they feel bored?
No, they didn't feel bored
They didn't
while
feel
watching
bored
the cartoon.
while watching the
Was the
cartoon.
cartoon boring?
Was the cartoon boring?
No, the cartoon wasn't boring.
No, the cartoon was
Was
boring.
the cartoon funny?
Was the cartoon funny?
Yes, the cartoon was funny.
Yes, the cartoon was funny.
Was the spiders in the cartoon scary?
Were the spiders in the cartoon scary?
No, the spiders in the cartoon weren't scary.
The spiders in the cartoon was
Were the
scary.
spiders in the cartoon cute?
Were the spiders in the cartoon cute?
Yes, the spiders in the cartoon were cute.
Yes, the spiders in the cartoon was cute.
Before they watched the cartoon,
Before they watched the cartoon,
spiders?
was they afraid spider?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, that's
Before they
correct.
watched the cartoon,
Before
they
they
were
watched the
afraid of
cartoon,
spiders.
they was afraid of spider.
What happened after they watched the cartoon?
What happened after they watched the cartoon?
After they watched the cartoon,
After
the
they
fear of
watched the
spider
cartoon,
was completely
the
gone.
fear of spider was completely
After
gone.
they watched the cartoon,
After they watched
were
the
they still
cartoon,
afraid of spiders?
was they still afraid of spider?
No, they weren't.
No, they
After
weren't.
they watched the cartoon,
After they watched the
they
cartoon,
were no longer
they
afraid of
was no
spiders.
longer afraid of spider.
Was the fear of spiders completely gone?
Was the fear of spider completely gone?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, that's
The
correct.
fear of spiders
The
was
fear of
completely gone.
spider was completely gone.